Big up everybody, welcome back to Daz TV. Make sure you like and subscribe, and of course thank you to everybody so far that has liked and subscribed. What a mad couple of hectic days has been the world of football. I've been busy at work, and this is the first video I've had out since the whole Super League, European Super League breakaway nonsense. I've done a preview of the Leeds game, which I predicted Liverpool were going to win 3-2, and of course it wasn't. There was 2 points dropped, and a 1-1 game, so it was far from a Liverpool win and from obviously the 5 goal thriller that I predicted. Look, I mean, Super League, it's been the talk on everybody so far, whether you're a football fan, you're not, or you're in between football, where sometimes you dip into some of the news and some of the verdicts of it, but you're not really a football fan. But everybody has been talking about the Super League, and I mean, it's an absolute shambolic and senseless comes to mind. I mean, we always needed owners that were going to have more full transparency with the fans, that were going to be giving us regular updates as to their goals, their targets, where the club's at, where the club's going, owners that were going to be in amongst games, not regularly, but I suppose every now and again being games, and I'd never seen that with FSG, being in and around the city, being in and around, some of the culture, and know more the histories and traditions. Because sometimes I think, these owners at these clubs, these top clubs, and especially our owners, think Anfield, okay, it's sand, it's mortar, it has the cop, it's a couple of iconic stuff there, but did they ever really understand what it meant? Did they ever understand that Anfield, as good as it is, but Anfield's nothing without fans? And again, football, as the quote goes, football is nothing without fans, and we've seen that. We've seen the unity, we've seen the togetherness, that everybody was fighting for one thing the last few days, and it was great to see, and it was great to see that this Super League thing, it never got legs and ran away. Absolutely ridiculous. And I felt very shameful, and I just felt embarrassed for the likes of Jurgen Klopp, James Milner, Jordan Henderson, who have to come out in the public eye and speak. Jurgen Klopp was coming out, and he gave his honest opinion as he could on it, said it as it was, but it was so unfair for him, trying to prepare the team for a huge game, a huge 7 games to go, going to a really tough ground in Ellen Road against Leeds, who are flying in form, bang out of this season, to be fair, and he's, has a hard and tough enough job to do what he's to do without having to answer, this nonsense around Super League. And then he comes out and says, we only know what yous know. This is something that I'm against, but we haven't been consulted. You know what I mean? Nobody has consulted us about anything, or said the consultation as to what is going to happen. And that's this is the most embarrassing thing about all this, is that there was no consultation. You know what I mean? There was no proposal to fans, to the manager, the players, as to, this is what we're looking to get, this is a target, this is what's going to be a breakaway, and the reason why, and the benefits this will have. There was none of that. This was just a statement. Sunday afternoon there was rumours on social media, then a statement came out on Sunday evening, and then we heard nothing, well, from our owners or any other owners until late last night. It's embarrassing, that they left us so long, and then it was a very half-hearted statement. It's just not good enough, and there's, owners, they need more dialogue, they really do. And owners of especially the big clubs that are the huge supporter clubs, and especially like Liverpool, the traditions and the history, and what it means. And look, we know that it's not the socialist club that it once was. We know that, and we know there's a lot of money floating about. And look, this is not the first time, but this was a civil war on football. But we know there's been the corruptions of UEFA and FIFA. We know about the money, that's always been pondering about. We know about the ridiculous, sometimes, wages that's going around, and the transfer fees. And we know about this, but this was a lot bigger than this. And this took her on to another level. This was a kick in the teeth to every football fan, and to every working class football fan, or rich football fan, or whatever you are. You know what I mean? This was a kick in the teeth, and it's just simply not good enough. I want you to tell me in the comments what you think of it all, and what is next. What's next for Liverpool? What's next for football? Liverpool shouldn't be punished, because this has nothing to do with the players. This has nothing to do with a lot with the staff. This has nothing to do with the manager. This has nothing to do with the fans. So what way can Liverpool be punished? The only punishment here can be the owners of these clubs that tried to get this deal and tried to run with it. They're the ones that should be punished, because they're the ones now being made look like clowns. And I mean, like, what did they ever expect was going to come out of this? Did they ever think that something good was going to come out of this, and that did they think that some fans were going to be frustrated and have a few comments, and a couple of fans were going to have a little bit of rift amongst the fan base over it? Absolutely not. Every fan, it's no coincidence that every fan, every pundit, ex-player were all against this. It's absolutely, as I said, shambolic and senseless, the whole idea of it. This weekend, I mean, it's great to see that Spine Cop 1906 are going to have the flags and banners back in the Cop, still have that tradition there, and that's real support and unity for the likes of Jurgen Klopp, Jordan Henderson, James Milner, that have had to come out for the club, and that's great to see. And it's great to see now that we can finally, for these last 6 games, have some relief, that we know there's not a big dark cloud, or we're going into the unknown, or this is our last 6 games left in the Premier League, or doesn't matter if we get top 4 this season, because are we going to be in Champions League? We know now that this Super League, this proposal is not going to happen. It's washed away in the water now, and it's good going into these last few games that we still have some competitiveness to play for. With Chelsea drawing last night, we're now 3 points behind Chelsea, but we're going into huge 6 games here now. I've wrote off for chances of getting the top 4, to be honest with you, because we've just had so many chances this season we didn't capitalise, and we can't keep relying on other teams around us to drop points. That's okay to rely on that, but if we're not capitalising, nothing's going to come out of it. We had a great opportunity, I felt, that night to get into the top 4, and it didn't happen, and it's now a momentous task, I think, for us. But look, there's still some hope, I suppose, and there's still enough games for us to turn it around. But these are the last 6 games, no doubt about it. 18 points, we got to take all 18 from 18. Newcastle were playing, they've taken 7 points out of the last 3 games. They're in form, they're going to be safe this season. I know they were in a bit of trouble. You go back a couple of weeks and months ago, a couple of their own fans probably would have wrote them off and stayed in the league, but I suppose the Premier League with Newcastle is always going to be better, isn't it? So I think they're going to be safe, but we've a tough game in our hands. They beat one of our rivals, let's call it, with the top 4 in West Ham last week. They had a great game against it. They beat Burnley, they drew a Spurs. Look, Newcastle, they're in good form at the moment. They're coming into this game, they're going to want to try and, like some of the other bottom clubs that's around them, the likes of Brighton and Burnley this season, coming and have an upset at Anfield, and they'll feel that they can. They'll feel Liverpool obviously wearing a bit of form and then drop 2 points against Leeds, but they feel like we can be got at. But I just expect Liverpool to come out in this game, or the sponsor Monday night, be bang at it. It's always a great game at Liverpool and Newcastle. We always get a great result. The only great game that we hadn't gotten and great result was obviously just after Christmas there, and we played them, was 0-0 away to them. We struggled in that game. It's just, again, I don't want to get into what happened in that game, the ins and outs, but again, it was another game where we dropped 2 points and we were in a league title challenge at that stage. So I expect us to win against Newcastle. I do think it will be, and it's great to see, as I said, the Spine Cop 1906 are going to have the flags and banners back on the Cop for this game on Saturday. Of course, a huge game, because the race for the top 4 is still on, even if I don't feel like we're going to get it now, because we've given ourselves so much work to do, and as I said, we're not capitalising when we have the chances. But look, it gives a good, I suppose, finale for the last 6 games of the season now, to see what we can take from them. And then obviously we go into a huge game away to Manchester United. No matter what the circumstances are, what the conditions are, where we are, where they are in the league, this is always a huge game. But we got to get 3 points against Newcastle and make this game even more pivotal and of more significance. I hope everybody's enjoyed this today. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see us all. I'll come back on here. The game's on Saturday, so I'm hoping to come on Saturday. If not, I'll be on Sunday. Big up to us all. Remember to like, subscribe and comment.